Nigeria is on edge right now because of one powerful headline moving across social media. Supreme Court sets Nnamdi Kanu free. 2027 politics may never be the same. My people, calm down and listen carefully because we are going to break this down in clear, simple English so everybody can understand what is happening and what is not happening. As you are listening, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you real, balanced updates. First, Sabo, let us address the most important point. As it stands, there is no confirmed official announcement that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has released Nnamdi Kanu. I repeat, there is no verified ruling from the Apex Court setting him free at this moment. That is very important. In today's world, information travels very fast. Sometimes it travels faster than the truth. So before emotions rise, before political tension increases, we must separate facts from online excitement. Now, let us understand why this headline is shaking the country. Nnamdi Kanu is not an ordinary figure in Nigeria's political discussion. He is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, also known as EPOB. His name has been connected to strong conversations about self-determination, regional identity, and federal structure. For years, his legal battles have created deep debates across Nigeria, especially in the southeast region. He was arrested years ago and faced terrorism-related charges brought by the federal government. His trial moved through different courts. There were appeals, there were legal arguments, there were moments when people believed he might be released. There were also moments when the government insisted the case must follow the law strictly. Eventually, in 2025, he was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by a federal high court in Abuja. And that conviction remains in place unless overturned by a higher court. So why are people now saying the Supreme Court has set him free? Sometimes when appeals are filed or when court dates are mentioned, social media users misinterpret the situation. Some people hear Supreme Court hearing and immediately assume release. Others may push dramatic headlines to gain attention. This is why it is important to slow down and verify. If at any point there is a confirmed ruling from the Supreme Court, it would be publicly announced and widely reported by major news platforms. Court decisions at that level are not secret. They are documented and communicated officially. Now let us talk about why this matter is connected to 2027 politics. Please like this video and subscribe if you appreciate balanced reporting. The 2027 general election is already becoming a serious topic in Nigeria. Political camps are preparing, or alliances are forming quietly. Campaign strategies are being discussed behind closed doors. Many analysts believe that the Southeast voting pattern in 2027 could play a strong role in shaping the final outcome of the presidential election. In 2023, the region showed clear political preferences. If Nnamdi Kanu were to be released before 2027, some believe it could influence emotions, political engagement, and turnout in that region. Now let us be very careful here. Influence does not mean automatic victory for any party. Nigeria is a complex country. Voters think differently. Youths are more politically aware than ever before. Social media plays a powerful role in shaping narratives. But it would be unrealistic to say that Kanu's situation has no political weight. Some political observers argue that resolving his case, whether through legal appeal or political solution, could reduce tension in certain areas. Others argue that the rule of law must be respected fully and that court decisions should not be influenced by political pressure. These are two different viewpoints, and both are being discussed across the country. Imagine for a moment that the Supreme Court actually released him. What would happen next? There would likely be celebrations in some regions. There would be strong political reactions from various parties. The analysts would begin to calculate how that development might affect voter sentiment in 2027. Political leaders would issue statements calling for unity, peace, and national stability. On the other hand, if his conviction remains upheld, the debate continues. Supporters may keep pushing for political negotiation. Critics may continue to defend the judicial process. Either way, the conversation will not disappear soon. One thing we must understand is that Nigeria's democracy is maturing. Your institutions are being tested. The judiciary, executive, and legislature all have roles to play. When the Supreme Court speaks, it speaks finally. That is why any rumor about a Supreme Court decision immediately creates tension nationwide. Let us also talk about the power of headlines. A headline can change public mood in minutes. When people read Nigeria on edge, emotions rise. When they read politics may never be the same, expectations increase. That is the power of framing. But responsible citizens must go beyond headlines. We must ask, what exactly happened? Who confirmed it? Where is the official document? Please, if you value this kind of breakdown, like this video and subscribe right now. It helps the channel grow and keeps us independent. Now let us discuss the human side of this story. Beyond politics, there are families involved. There are communities involved. There are security concerns. There are economic implications. Investors watch political stability. Young entrepreneurs watch election signals. International observers watch how Nigeria handles sensitive legal matters. The 2027 election will not only be about personalities, it will be about economic recovery, security improvement, youth employment, infrastructure development, and national unity. The Kanu issue fits into the national unity conversation. It touches on how different regions feel about inclusion and representation. We must also consider how political actors may use this topic. In election season, every issue becomes campaign material. Some politicians may promise solutions, others may criticize opponents for past decisions. Campaign speeches may reference unity, justice, and fairness. That is normal in democratic systems. However, citizens must remain wise. Emotional politics can cloud judgment. Decisions must be based on policies, track records, and realistic plans. Now, Nigeria's challenges require thoughtful leadership. Another important angle is the youth factor. Nigeria has a very young population. Many young voters are first-time participants. They are active online. They are quick to react to news. When a headline trends, it shapes conversations instantly. This is why digital literacy is very important. Verify before sharing. Confirm before reacting. Let us imagine the political scenario if no change happens in his case before 2027. Political parties will still campaign hard. Regional alliances will still form. Debates about restructuring, economic diversification, and security reform will still dominate the airwaves. In other words, while the Kanu issue is significant, it is not the only factor shaping Nigeria's future. Please like this video and subscribe. I will continue to bring you clear updates without unnecessary drama. Now, let me slow down and explain something very clearly. That the Supreme Court is the highest court in Nigeria. Its decisions are final. Lower courts must follow its interpretation of the law. So if at any point it overturns a conviction, that decision becomes binding nationwide. That is why rumors about the Supreme Court carry serious weight. But until an official judgment is delivered and documented, we must treat every viral headline carefully. Some people are asking, could there be a political solution instead of a purely legal one? As in some countries, governments have negotiated with groups to reduce tension and promote peace. But such decisions are sensitive. They require national consensus, legal backing, and security evaluation. It is not a simple overnight decision. The bigger picture is this. Nigeria is preparing for another democratic transition cycle. The current administration is managing economic reforms. Citizens are watching fuel prices, inflation rates, exchange rates, and employment figures. These daily realities often influence voter decisions more than single court cases. However, symbolic issues also matter. Leadership style matters. Communication matters. How leaders respond to controversial matters matters. As we approach 2027, conversations will intensify. Political advertisements will increase. Town hall meetings will begin. Opposition voices will grow louder. Government achievements will be highlighted. Criticisms will also be amplified. In all of this, The stability of the judiciary must remain intact. Investors need predictability. Citizens need confidence. Democracy depends on trust in institutions. Let me remind you again, please like this video and subscribe so you do not miss future updates. Your engagement encourages balanced journalism. Now, think about this carefully. Even the rumor of release has already caused discussions nationwide. That alone shows how influential this case is. Most it shows how emotionally connected people are to political identity and regional concerns. But emotional connection must not replace rational thinking. Nigeria's progress depends on calm dialogue and responsible leadership from both government and opposition. If you are a voter, your power lies in your ballot. If you are a young person, your power lies in informed participation. If you are a community leader, your power lies in promoting peace and dialogue. As of now, the confirmed legal position remains unchanged. If anything changes officially, it will be communicated transparently. Until then, stay informed, stay calm, and avoid spreading unverified reports. We will continue monitoring developments carefully. If there is any official confirmation from the Supreme Court or any new legal movement, you will hear it here explained clearly and simply.